My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 25th, 2023. It is 12:06 a.m. So I haven't been really recording much of tweets in a while. I think since the 22nd, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I sort of stopped recording. I wanted to catch up with whatever I had already recorded. So things starting to pile up, so I need to start recording to keep you up to date. And this is why I said you guys should if you just happen to stumble on my channel, keep on checking my community board. Usually when I come across something interesting, I post them on my community board really quickly. Take screenshot and put it on my community board for you. Okay, so let's go on Twitter. I was watching this a few minutes ago. It was so kind of funny, but let me not waste time on this. Let's focus on topic at hand. Okay, so that's this here. I haven't really covered this that much, but I also put it on my community board. So this is this lady who got hit by one of those police who were escorting Sophie to whatever event, and she got hit, and now she had passed. We haven't heard much about her on Twitter that much. Only very few people are circulating this particular article, so I did put it on my community board as well. Okay, Helen Holland, who was hit by a police motorcycle escorting Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh, has died. Quote, her family said the 81-year-old fought for her life for nearly 2 weeks, but irreversible damage to her brain finally ended the battle today. Alright, so that's that. Let's read some of the comments. Them blood guilt in the palace again. What in the world? I'm so sorry for her family loss. That cult needs to pay them. Oh no, horrible, preventable tragedy. Condolences to her family. Has Sophie offered to pay for anything associated with this horrible accident? Has she said where she's going in such a rush and why she need a police escort? Who was she going to see? Alright, so that's that. Okay, after this, that's it. Does anyone doubt that if this had been a Harry or Meghan motorcade, the headline on this story will have referenced that fact rather than just leaving whose motorcade it really was blank? Okay, so the royal motorcade hit someone on that resulted in that person's death, and it's cricket. From the quote, our job is to hold the royal family to accountable, crew. End quote. And the royal family, okay, condolences to the family. Actually, the police will be responsible. Sadly, we can't blame Sophie anymore than if it was Harry and Meghan motorcade. But guess what? We understand that. We understand that what the squad was saying, because many of the Brits are so hypocrite. Even though if it wasn't Harry car or Harry who was driving or Meghan who was driving or whatever who hit the lady, they will blame it on Meghan. This will have meant headlines everywhere around the world. Okay, things that Harry and Meghan then do, we're hearing it around the world just because the royal family or the haters over there don't like it. Okay, it was an unfortunate accident, and our heart goes to her family. The royal family can at least show empathy and not stay silent about it. Better be glad the law doesn't run like America. This will a criminal and civil case for sure. This is sad. Let me read this comment here. 9 of them. Okay, let's see here. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, can be blamed if she misused the police escort. See, I didn't even think of it that way. If she misused the police escort, why was one needed that day? What will excuse going so fast by pedestrians. If this was Harry and Meghan, they will certainly be crucified. Zero word from Sophie or royal family. I'm curious, do protectives determine the logistic from their security team, i.e. route, speed, and mode of transport? I doubt it. That is why I was livid that NYPD did not protect Harry and Meghan to the fullest, leaving them open to a wild chase. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, there's this here. Harry is seeking to go ahead from the High Court to secure a judicial review over a decision that he should not be allowed to pay privately for his protective security. The judge's ruling is expected at 10:30 a.m. today. Alright, ruling due. Okay, so that's that. Let's see here. Prince Harry's application to seek judicial review of his right to privately pay for Met Police protection wasn't approved. So that's I guess, a follow-up on this. Okay, 23. Let's see the time. This is 3:06 a.m. Let's see. What time was this? Let me go into it. 5:22 a.m. Okay, so that was after. The other one was 3:06. This one is 5:22 a.m. Okay, breaking the Duke of Sussex has lost a bid to bring a second High Court challenge against the Home Office over his security arrangement when visiting the UK. Alright, so all of this you should have known already, because I think I posted on my community board. It may not be this one in particular, at least other things related to that. Okay, Harry asked for permission to bring a High Court challenge over a decision that he should not be allowed to pay privately for his protective security. So there's more follow-up in this. I'm not going to go in the article. Okay, so there's Umid tweet here. Latest, Prince Harry has lost his bid to bring a second legal challenge against the British Home Office over his security arrangement in the UK. This morning at the High Court, Mr. Justice Chamberlain refused permission for the Duke of Sussex to apply for judicial review to challenge the decision that he should not be allowed to pay privately for his own police security when in the country. The decision, however, does not mean this security battle is over. Harry has already won the right to a full judicial review against the Home Office over the main decision to deny him protective security. His lawyers can also appeal today's ruling. Okay, we already know. Okay, they just don't want him to have it, and also that will mean the rest. I think they're just trying not to create precedents. If Harry was allowed to pay for his security, guess what? Then people will start saying the others need to pay themselves. Right? That's what's being played right now. And also, what Harry is also trying to show is that he's doing all his using all of his possible thing or resources, whatever is available, the law, okay, to exhaust his resources to say, look, I did try to get security, which means it's the same thing for Princess Diana. The nonsense that they put out that Princess Diana did not want security is BS. Okay, it's full-blown BS. And then they just give that as the excuse, all right, after her death. Okay, and no hooks high enough to change the fact that you will not get taxpayers funded security. I mean, you could laugh all you want, but the point he's making here is the fact that he's trying, so putting it on record pretty much, so no one doubt, and it's being made public, so no one doubt that he did not want security. As the king's son, you would have thought a father would have go out of his way to try to adjust something for him. Okay, so we know the system is against him. We already know that. We know he's not gonna get it, but I think his point is to make sure to put it on record. He did try, and when the nonsense they put out, I think at the end of the day, everything is gonna be put together. There's a plan I think is going on. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. So whatever it is that he's trying to do, there's something that will put everything all together and to prove his point. All right, these people, they love to laugh when things don't go well for Harry, or if Harry wants something, they start laughing but sometimes there's a bigger picture. All right, and an epic smackdown, court denies Prince Harry's bid for judicial review of UK Home Office decision to strip Harry for taxpayers' funding security. I mean, he said he's paying for it, so I don't know why he's laughing. Look at it, the hashtag, Harry's a loser. Meanwhile, let's look back at some of the things. I mean, not full detail what Harry has done in terms of how he's helping the UK. Not only he risks his life. Okay, this is the thing many people fail to realize. This is someone who risks his life for the country, literally. Alright, went in the battlefield and everything. Then he created Invictus, okay, for those who had risked their life, but luckily they survive, but they lose something, a limb, their mental well-being is not, intact after coming to war, after coming from war. And he creates something to help these people who had risked their lives for the country. But yet, look at Harry. They're not willing to return the favor. I mean, I don't know. I think the UK have a mentality of some sort of a savagery. They like to see people in pain. They like to see people suffer. They like to see people in sorrow. But my goodness, the logical of many Brits, at least the one that's putting themselves out there, or maybe they're not, or maybe they are patrols, who knows, whatever. But you could see from the family perspective as well. Why would they not at least try to protect them? Protect them. So they don't want him to be alive. Meanwhile, I hope Princess Diana is doing her thing in heaven, wherever she's at, to protect her son, because she didn't get that kind of love and protection from that family as well. So she knows how it feels down here, okay, to protect her Harry's little family. Okay, so that's that. I went into this. Let's read some of the squad comment. Okay, official ruling on Prince Harry's request to apply for a judicial review of his right to pay for police protection in the UK. The judge ruled against him. He was not granted permission to apply. Okay, so there's everything come into play. So I think this is the link to it. What I'll do, I'll leave that in the description. I'm not gonna read it. I mean, she put the summary that okay, judicial review. Alright, so the link is in the description. You could go over it. Alright, there's like 10 pages. You could go over it. So back to Twitter. There's this. Either way it goes, this will achieve the purpose that Harry wanted. No one can ever lie about security for him and his family. So proud of him. I think so too. Okay, at the heart of this, Palace wants total control and access to Harry and Meghan's movement while in the UK. Having royal family RPO's Royal Protection Office as the only choice for protection not only make Harry and Meghan more vulnerable to leaks to the tabloid, it increases exponentially risk to their security. Okay, if I was Harry, I wait until the next event at Buckingham Palace is scheduled, then stay at the Ritz and go for a walk and let the traffic chaos ensue. But that's just me. All right, hope Prince Harry prevail. Some people probably commenting because this is like a little thread and she added as the ruling come, and some people whose comment may come at different time of this post that I read. Okay, hope Prince Harry prevail. Same institution that want us to believe that Princess Diana refused royal security protection now insists that Harry must not be allowed to pay for adequate security. Doesn't make sense unless if they seek a similar outcome. All right, so this is the thing that I'm saying. All right, so Harry is doing his best to prove to people, look, I try everything in my power to get that, but they refuse. All right, next tweet. This is a small little thread. When was that? The 18th. So there's gonna be different tweets, different time, because I was piling them up and I just then record every day. Right, I can't imagine what Harry and Meghan's security costs are like. I think in one of my old videos on PYTE, I did say that the money that his mom left for him when Charles removed his security and all of that, that money will evaporate in a second, because this is not easy. All right, it's not cheap to have those security, especially when he's trying to do things. All right, and may God continue to not only protect him, but give him the financial means to be able to do everything that he wants, because his family are freaking vile. All right, feels a little effed up that the British royal family helped whip up a campaign of racially motivated hatred toward the couple, then lobby the government that they shouldn't have protection. Yeah, this is why I like to read some Henry VIII's tweet. It makes complete sense. This is exactly what's going on. It would have been okay, all right, if, for instance, Harry stepped back, mind his own business, which he has been doing, and then the royal family mind their own. But the thing is that once Harry left, he's minding his own business, but the royal family is minding his business. And then on top of that, stirring unnecessary nonsense to rile up some crazies to go after him. This is the part here. This is almost the same thing that they did to Princess Diana. Now this is where our prayer have to come and disrupt their freaking blueprint, because this is how they do their nonsense. And I think our prayers came through. Princess Diana probably did come through on Tuesday when Meghan was receiving her award, and after the award there was that chase, because this is the thing that they were hoping for Harry and Meghan, and unfortunately Miss Doria. All right, so let's continue. So this is what Henry VIII is saying here. They're stirring the pot. Even after Harry left, Harry would not need the royal protection if the royal family was not stirring the nonsense, unnecessary nonsense. But they're stirring stupidity to want Harry need extra protection.
But there were many serious, credible threats against Meghan, were there, emanating from the far right?
Absolutely. If you'd seen the stuff that was written and you were receiving it, the kind of rhetoric that's online, if you don't know what I know, you would feel under threat all of the time.
So you were convinced that there was a genuine threat to Meghan's life on on more than one occasion, on several occasions?
We had teams investigating it. People have been prosecuted for those.
Not just Harry, his family. Okay, Charles should be paying for his son's security, but in a like meta sense, I won't be mad if the British taxpayers were footing the bill. It's the price you pay for continuing to support shady and hateful tabloid. Okay, there was one video I did where I said I sort of blame the UK for some of the things that Harry's going through, and I was thinking about it. I was like, should I cut it? And at the end of the day, I think I left it, because they continue, nobody with common sense over there to tell the royal family. I mean, we already know it's the tabloid is the mouthpiece for the royal family, or either way, not only to stop the royal family from stirring the pot, and the tabloid to stop stirring the pot as well, because they're doing all these unnecessary things to Harry and Meghan. Okay, continue to buy and click on thousands of hateful headlines equal effing around face. That's for sure. So she's making my case. If I did live what I said when I was blaming the royal family, so this is my case here, and Henry VIII pretty much see exactly what I see here. I blame the UK for that, for allowing for this nonsense to continue. Okay, having to pay for the victim incredibly expensive security, finding out phase. Okay, that's another good point. I'm telling you, she think logically. Okay, I'm assuming something in the 7-figure range per year. That would be my assumption as well. Rumor has it. Yeah, what the hell? They were trying to create this nonsense that Harry used different hotel, and trying to put some nonsense out there. I didn't share it, but there here I am, I'm mentioning it, but I think this is the same nonsense. Okay, literally recycle Diana headline, try harder. Okay, Edward and Sophie left, and they hightailed gate. Okay, they hightailed it back almost immediately. Stay mute and make ever since. There's a reason the royal family moved like that. They got result the last time anyone left the fold. Okay, that's why they target the way Harry and Meghan make money outside the firm. They are used to controlling the money and therefore controlling the people. That's the thing as well. Let's see here. Okay, Harry is the only one who's made a clean escape and survived so far. These people are beyond diabolical. All right, there's this. Oh, there's a video, and on YouTube I watch this guy. I think it's a prince. He fell in love with someone and they did not like it. You should watch it. I think that was one of those back in the either 60s or 70s. I don't even think it was the 70s, even before that. Okay, there was always rumor about how Prince William of Gloucester died in a plane crash. Yeah, I saw his documentary. Okay, I did it short. Maybe why Queen Elizabeth II agreed for Harry and Meghan and let them go. It was after she said no to Margaret. I bought this as well. Okay, this I bought when the Queen was okay with everything, because I think she felt bad what had happened to her sister, because I mentioned something in that sense in one of my videos. I forgot which topic, which direction I was going with, or what did I read that led me to think the Queen felt bad the way that her sister ended up, and then to not have Harry ended up like that. I think I bought something this sort of point before. Okay, the British royal family, the men in the grey suit and mafia murder are trying to stop their ability to make money. Yeah, that's exactly that. But they're rich. Why can't they afford that? They can. Their security sucks though, because that building they came out of has back entrance, exit, where all the other celebrities who have been there exited from. So either it's the security or they choose to exit where they did. From what I understand, I mean, this is New York City. Unless if you in a corner, if your building is at a corner, you probably will have at least 3 different type of exit. Okay, depend on where the next building, if there's a space in between. I mean, I don't understand. There was one of those eyewitness who said Harry and Meghan did not go in the was it red carpet? They had to go in the back when they saw people were running, the photographers running in the back. So she follows, and that's where Harry and Meghan came.
The way I saw them follow the car, I wasn't surprised by the headlines. They actually went in from the side entrance. They didn't come in from the front red carpet entrance. Me and a couple other supporters ran to the back to kind of catch them walking in, because we saw all the paparazzi running to the back suddenly, and it became pretty aggressive. The paparazzi had access to the garage from where they were entering, and they were being kind of manhandled by the bodyguards to prevent them from getting too close to the Sussexes. And the entire time, a lot of the paparazzi were heckling Meghan and Harry and making just negative comments, trying to get a reaction out of them. As they were leaving, just the way they chased the car, it just reminds you of like all the other scenes you've seen in the past.
I mean, they're alive, so their security did what was right. I think one of their security was from the what is it? Not FBI. Who does? Who usually protect the president and stuff like that. I forgot their position. But whatever, these are unnecessary things they're putting on Harry and Meghan. If the palace did not keep on stirring up those nonsense, but they will not need that extra security. But God is good. It will still make them fruitful, have business going on, a lot of deals, so they could make money to protect them, because it's the palace that stirring the pot. And I hope that freaking thing they're throwing at Harry, they feel it too, because the only way they will understand is if they're going through it. And I hope this is one thing, make that boomerang right back to them, because if they feel like Harry should feel that kind of unnecessary pain, then they should be able to feel it as well, know how it is. Okay, and I blame the UK on this as well. In the book, Harry says that as soon as Charles cut them off without warning, he called a security company, and it was $6 million per year. Okay, sure. Okay, at the time their security was poor, Harry was told that it will be $6 million a year to maintain the same level of security. So they had given him a price, but at the same time, now that okay, I see. I didn't know about this. Now that he could pay for it, they're creating different level of things, giving all sort of excuses. Now that he has the money, so they're giving him different levels of excuses why he cannot have it. Okay, I've been saying ever since they left, they need the type of protection, high value target needed. A lot of you said no. If they had access to intelligent information like chatter about them, their security would have been better prepared. Also, the NYPD was caught flat-footed. But you know what? Maybe it's a gift in disguise, okay? Maybe it's a gift in disguise what happened in New York. Now that they know they had gone through this, okay, so now when they are in New York, they could contact NYPD and tell NYPD, I'm gonna come here, we do not want chase, maybe they will provide them this, because now it's affecting the health and safety of the people. So maybe they will provide them what is needed. That's the only thing I could see come out of this. And then now the NYPD is investigating. I'm telling you, election matters, people, in every aspect of things. I don't want to go too deep into politics in here, because that coming election that's coming 2024, it really matters. People need to pay attention. Okay, the royal family wants them gone. Their jealousy has turned to such hate that they want to eliminate the competition. I mean, this is the thing. They are so mediocre. They don't have anything of substance to show. So Harry, who's doing the things that they like, it's not even work for them. It overshadowed them in every aspect. Okay, I truly wish for continued success in all their endeavor. They will then need separate protection for them. The kids get older and need to move around more. Just an assumption, of course. I hope by the time the kids get older, the royal family is gone, because they don't want who's stirring the pot. By then, they will have their own baggage to be dealing with. All right, next tweet. When was that? There was more comment, but I'm moving on. The 24th. That was yesterday. Okay, yesterday this caller went on a near 2-minute rant without taking a breath in defense of Prince Harry needing security, and saying that it is wicked what the government is doing and that Charles and royal family are heartless. All right, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay, I'll be putting screenshot, by the way.
What do you think? Well, he's turned his back, he's stepped away from his royal duties on his own.
No, definitely not. I think it's really wicked what the government is doing. And it's not just what's happening to Harry, but it's everything else. You know, it's the royal family, it's the government with Suella and Braverman. You know, Harry is British. He's a British citizen. He's a member of the royal family. He's not asking for it free. He's saying, I want to pay for it. I just want to keep my family safe. So this is another thing they're doing. This is to keep him away. You know, like the previous caller said, he's turned his back on the family. You know, he's done this, he's done that. And I think this is out of spite, because he didn't turn his back on his family. He said, I wanted to be, you know, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He didn't ask to give up, but because he wanted to say, I don't want to be a full-time member of the royal family, they just said, well, you can't have it both ways, you're out. I don't think he chose to come out of it. And now he is being punished, you know, for getting married and for wanting to live abroad. You know, what's gonna happen to him is the same thing that's happened to his mom. I think what this government is showing is that they're heartless, cold, inhumane. And if you're living abroad and you're reading everything that's going on in this country today, you're going to think these people don't have no heart. The previous caller said, oh, we love him. No, you don't. If you love him, you want to look after him, no matter what especially his dad. You know, if your son go away and he wants to come back, you're going to embrace him. But what the king is doing is showing how cold-hearted they are.
All right,
you know,
Gina, I'm going to pause you there, because Chris is going to...
She makes sense, because Harry did not really want to do that, okay, to leave. He wanted to do something. I mean, they stir unnecessary thing onto Harry, where eventually Harry had to say, I have to go, because they were bothering Harry to the point where the plan was for Harry to divorce. Okay, Harry did not want a divorce, so Harry tried to work with the royal family, okay, where he said, you know, half in and half out. They said no, so they're blaming Meghan for almost every single thing. Okay, so at some point where it gets to the point where it's affecting Meghan mentally, so Harry wants to protect his wife, so he said half in, half out. They said no. So what the hell was he supposed to do? He stepped out. So now that he stepped out, if they had left him alone, that's fine. But the thing is that they continue. What is it? They come up with this unnecessary thing where Harry and Meghan did not say privacy and all of that. Remember Piers Morgan, if you want privacy, go back to America. She did not.
Piers, if you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
None of them said they wanted privacy.
So it's about boundaries and it's about respect. They've created a false narrative. I've never talked about privacy.
None of them said they wanted privacy.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is we're not walking away. And we certainly aren't walking away from you. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to, that I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life.
Okay? Harry said the reason why he was leaving is because he tried to work with the royal family. The royal family did not want to work with him. So he left. So you would have think this is where everything would have stopped. Right? Harry does his thing. He's overseas. He's doing his thing. But yet they follow him. Literally go at his front door. When you look at the docuseries where they blur out the face of the stranger coming in front of their door, what was he supposed to do? I mean, my goodness. And then you have that incident that happened in the city, and that I didn't share that, but they're making fun of it that, oh, maybe Meghan should not go to, what is it? Or either Meghan or Harry should not be going to award ceremony. What the hell? Okay, this is why I say election very important, because these people have a hand on certain things. In one video I remember saying that they never left the United States. They were still trying. I don't know where their fingers is in somewhere here, but they have their hand in some stuff. Okay, election matters. There's something that I put on my community board where, let me not even mention, if you saw it, you saw it, about certain politician, someone overseas who's putting target on people who's investigating Trump and all of that. All right, so all of this play a role. All right, let's continue.
Explode.
I'm not going to explode. I'm not going to explode. But what is missing from this conversation is there is no magic money tree, as far as we know, in the grounds of Buckingham Palace or the Home Office. They haven't got the resource to afford this. Yes, you can pay for police protection in this country. We mentioned earlier football grounds and that kind of thing, but there aren't enough qualified specialist protection people to look after Harry when he deigns to come and see us from his home.
Nah, that's just excuse, okay? This is just excuses, because this is the king. He's telling people you cannot write books about my mother, okay? His mother. Okay, you're telling people not to do certain things. You mean he doesn't have a say on that? And let's keep in mind as well, in some of my old videos, and occasionally I mention it on random videos, where some of those people who are part of Ravec and all of that, these are handpicked people from Charles, okay? So Charles handpicked those people of Ravec. Technically, okay, Charles is running Ravec, okay? Because one of those people who is part of Ravec, I don't know, I think there's some changes that just happened this week. They removed that Edward Young and all of that. Okay, that Edward Young, I read one article where the Charles and Andrew placed them to replace one of the Queen's people because he was much easier to deal with, which is he's able to do whatever Charles wants. Okay, so Ravec is pretty much run by Charles. Those people who are placed on those positions, they do what Charles says. Okay, they're not independently maneuvered, self-governed or anything like that. Charles is running that, but those people are just figurehead over there. Okay? So if Charles did care, he would have done what needs to be done. And let's not forget the fact that what I've said before, Charles never cared about Diana.
He clearly didn't want to be there. And it's easy to sit here now and say that's the fact. But when you were watching it, you know, it's like you could see his mum's boot print on the back of his jacket.
Are you in love? Lovely little question. Very typical question to ask people who've just got engaged.
And I suppose in love.
Of course.
Whatever in love means.
Which means those boys, Harry and and William, he have no feeling for them. So in order for them, I think they have a plan. Okay, they have a plan for these Diana's kids to be eliminated. William may think he's okay, but right now they only accept them because I don't know if they do accept them. If there's some end fight going on, I don't know. But it's Harry who's preventing him. As much as William may not notice that, but the fight that Harry is giving the palace right now, in a sense, it's protecting William. Because if they had got rid of Harry already...
TMZ Live, Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So, Meghan and Harry had quite the night. It started out very glamorous with a lot of acclaim. Meghan got an award, and it was a very glitzy event. We'll get into that in a minute. But the headline turns out not to be what happened at the event, it's what happened after.
Right. As their spokesperson describes it, and as we have confirmed with independent sources, that there was a harrowing, in fact, they say near catastrophic 2-hour chase around New York City, paparazzi chasing them. And it all started right here. This is around 10 p.m. as they left the Ziegfeld Theater and they got into their SUV. Well, what happened once they got in that SUV is a chase that at times got up to speeds of 80 miles per hour.
It's protecting William, because if they had got rid of Harry already...
And I know you may be thinking, where in New York City are you going to drive 80 miles per hour?
That would be the FDR.
The FDR Drive on the east side of Manhattan. They were doing 80, trying to shake photographers who were chasing them.
And they were right on their tail.
Yeah, and they had, this was not just Harry and Meghan in their single SUV. They actually had an entourage that, it's clear that they anticipated some of this.
Clearly, they were in an SUV. There were 2 security SUVs that were tailing them, and then there was a 4th SUV that eventually was used to try and block traffic to thwart the paparazzi that were following them.
Right.
It's protecting William. Because if they had got rid of Harry already...
Now, they say that pedestrians were almost hit, cars were almost hit, a couple of police officers almost
were involved,
hit.
Right.
So I know this sounds crazy, but we have confirmed, like Charles said, that this really did last 2 hours. So there were times when they went to various police stations trying to get some help, or
trying to get help, or trying to shake the paparazzi. So the video we're about to show you, this is them almost an hour and a half after leaving the theater. They've been in this chase. They've been on the FDR going 80 miles per hour, and now they've gone back to a police precinct, and they get into a yellow cab. They get out of their SUV. They get into a yellow cab.
And it's to shake the paparazzi. They're figuring nobody would think they'd get in the yellow cab, so they get in it at the police station and drive away, and they're thinking we're going to shake the paparazzi.
But
that did not
clearly,
happen.
you can see the paparazzi knew they were there. That's their security guard who gets out of the front seat and is trying to get the photographers to back up.
You can see the thinking behind getting in a yellow cab. It might blend in more with all of the other yellow cabs in New York City, so they could sort of make a hasty retreat and lose the paps, but it didn't work at all. And this does sound absolutely harrowing. People driving the wrong way, apparently cars getting up on sidewalks. And for Harry, this has to be traumatizing because his mother was killed during a pap chase in Paris in 1997 when he was just 12 years old. Because his mother was killed during a pap chase in Paris in 1997 when he was just 12 years old.
It's protecting William. Because if they had got rid of Harry already...
Because his mother was killed during a pap chase in Paris in 1997 when he was just 12 years old. So all those memories had to come flooding back when he's in the car.
So this cab that left that police station kind of circled apparently, and then came back, I don't know, 15 minutes
Yeah,
later.
10, 15 minutes later, goes back to the precinct. They get out of the cab.
And got back in the SUV that they were in originally, because I'm guessing here they didn't want the cab driver to
be
try
involved
and
in a-
yeah. Well, also they don't know how good of a driver he is.
Yeah. And by the way, the cab driver himself might have been like, I don't want
wanna
any part of this. I didn't know that there was a chase going on.
Right.
So they
came back to the precinct, got in an SUV, and this lasted until midnight.
It's protecting William, because if they had got rid of Harry already,
I know a lot of people have kind of suggested or wondered, why didn't they just go to the place where they were going to stay? Well, the answer we got was they didn't want bedlam at that place. They were staying at a friend's house.
Right, staying at a friend's house, private residence, and they had the photographers following them at that point. They just didn't want to bring all of that chaos to their friend, and so they made the decision to drive around until it all died down. And
so their people issued this statement.
Last night, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Ms. Ragland, because Meghan's mom was there, were involved in a near catastrophic car chase at the hands of a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi. This relentless pursuit, lasting over 2 hours, resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians.
their next step will be going toward William, okay? Because I think that woman, I have absolutely no clue. This is my humble opinion. In one video I said they probably want to replace, what is it, Camilla's son to be the next heir. Alright, so in order to do that, those two needs to be out of here, and then the other kids, William's kids, it's easy because they're minor, they could deal with them very quickly. Alright, so they can't really get to William yet because they're still trying to eliminate Harry. Alright, and this is why they divide the brothers. But the UK is very heartless, and thank God some people are speaking out and let people know how unfair this thing is they're doing to Harry. I mean, that gang over there, it's unbelievable. Okay, why the joke, this line, man. Oh, did I finish listening to him? Let's see.
Montecito, California. So until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future, he's not going to get this police cab. Until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future.
Sometimes I'm selfish, get jealous, I feel a little helpless. My whole world has shifted again. You made a promise, I kept it. Now I'm second guessing. My whole world has shifted again.
What it means is that a senior figure in the royal household, according to Mail on Sunday, was passing him information in order to help defeat the Duchess's case.
Until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future, he's not going to get this police cab. Until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future, he's not going to get this police cab.
Piers, if you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. Pretty straightforward.
You heard from anyone in the palace thanking you for the, serious defense of them?
Until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future, he's not going to get this police cab.
I've had some messages communicated to me on behalf of several members of the royal family.
Upper level
We're very
people?
grateful that... Well, I'm not going to go into who it was, but what I would say is gratitude that somebody was standing up for them.
Until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future, he's not going to get this police cab.
But there were many serious, credible threats against Meghan, were there, emanating from the far right?
Absolutely. If you'd seen the stuff that was written and you were receiving it, the kind of rhetoric that's online, if you don't know what I know, you would feel under threat all of the time.
So you were convinced that there was a genuine threat to Meghan's life on on more than one occasion, on several occasions?
We have teams investigating it. People have been prosecuted for those.
Until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future, he's not going to get this police cab. He's not going to get this police cab.
One other thing that I've learned is that whilst this bullying claim was submitted by their then chief communications officer, the head of comms at Kensington Palace, the staff involved didn't know that it had been submitted, and when they found out, they asked for it to be rescinded. So we've got quite a difficult story here about a bullying complaint.
It's what happened after.
Right, as their spokesperson describes it, and as we have confirmed with independent sources, that there was a harrowing, in fact, they say near catastrophic 2-hour chase around New York City, paparazzi chasing them, and it all started right here. This is around 10 p.m. as they left the Ziegfeld Theater.
Until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future, he's not going to get this police cab. Until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future, he's not going to get this police cab.
What's going on between you and Charles? And I just want you to know that. And she said to me, very interesting, she said to me, you've got everything you've ever wanted. All the men in the world fall in love with you. You've got 2 beautiful children, what more would you want? And I didn't believe what she said anyway. So I said, I want my husband.
Until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future, he's not going to get this police cab.
I understood the assignment.
Until he commits to being here, or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future.
He's been the hardest. Some cigarettes somewhere and a beer, that's about it, really.
Or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future.
How about you, Harry? He'd probably sit in and play computer games and drink beer.
Or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future. Or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future. Or maybe rejoins the royal family, which many would hope he might do at some point in the future, he's not going to get this police cab.
He even claims Prince William will soon be a guest at his home, the home he has crudely named Maison de Bang Bang. Maison de Bang Bang.
Nah. Because he tried to work with them from the get-go. The thing is that the idea that they had for him to fail, to crawl back, but he's successful over there. Now they're making his life a living hell. God, you need to step in and do what you need to do to make this right.
I'm just scoot on over and let you whack him. Get him again. Get him for me.
Okay, why the joke this lying man, no magic money tree. I endorse everything this lady said. The royal family needs Harry, but without Meghan, as they realize that, she will outshine the whole lot of them. That's for sure. But there was a magic tree for the Jubilee. Yep. The Queen's funeral and the coronation was not necessary, okay? But there is a magic money tree to pay for Andrew's security. And now they're going to drum the he must come back, clear abuser tactic. That's the rolling eye. Harry showed them better than he could tell them when he bounced at the end of that clown show church service. Yep, that's for sure. I'm telling you, I think I hit the nail on the head with that video where after the service I put that horn.
In a couple other countries, we're reuniting today, which I can't wait for. I miss him so much. No, I think for us it's just been a really special trip because they're waiting for Harry, and I put that clip where Meghan was in South Africa. You're like, oh my God, I miss him so much. And then next thing, phew, Harry flew out of there. Yeah, the smile that Harry had during that time, was it the coronation? That pisses them off. That pisses them off. They want to see him mad, upset, and all of that. So maybe he should just give them what they want in terms of face expression. Show that he's mad, he's angry, so they don't, well, it doesn't matter anyway, because they will still see, maybe they were like, oh, we should get him more angry. I don't know. These people are crazy. They're crazy over there. All right, Harry showed them better than he could tell them when he bounced at the end of that clown show church service. He's not coming back. Okay, preach. Okay, hoping that he'll come back. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. And I hope before that happened, where the people start screaming and get those royal family out of there. Okay, that's the burn fire. They finally admitted that until Harry returns to the royal family, he's not going to get protection. They are trying to force Harry back as their scapegoat, all while still using him and Meghan as their scapegoat. LOL. That last guy says there are no resources if Harry wants to pay, but magically there will be resources if Harry agrees to join back in. They are so confused and full of lies. I mean, they just exposing themselves. Okay, just exposing themselves. Money miraculously appeared for the Jubilee, the funeral, and the coronation, and there was plenty of money for Camilla's and Kate's security before they ever joined the royal family officially. Also, this is gaslighting because Harry wants to pay for his own security. There it is. Harry is proving his case right for everybody to see. Okay, they think by withholding his security will bring him back. I have no doubt in my bone that Harry will not leave his family, go and stay in the UK to appease a father who is so cruel, cold, heartless, who has sold his son and grandkids to the vultures. William, who felt Harry should not shine. Okay, so they're doing this so he can come back. What an evil bunch they are. There they are. Okay, exposing themselves. Harry is finally free as a bird in the sky. Why should he return to a toxic atmosphere? And he financially dependent on his father and brother. Okay, he's financially dependent on his father and brother. Every one of us knows that Harry has always wanted to leave the UK, and now he has his own family that he wants to protect. Exactly this. They're punishing him for stepping out of the role they cast him in. He was born to do the nonsense. I really truly think they were the one who was drugging him. Okay, because that brother, keep on saying in some other interviews back in the days, he'll be drinking and smoking and do this and all of that. I truly believe they were the one who was putting him in that mindset, that state of mind. Drug them so he doesn't have, the proper mindset, so they could manipulate him. My goodness, these people are evil. I mean, this is my assumption because the brother keep on saying it, and we saw the state that Harry used to be in. Meanwhile, the poor guy was trying to better himself, but they were keep on pulling him in. I truly believe, Meghan was sent by God to get him out of there. Okay, exactly this. They're punishing him for stepping out of the role. They cast him in. Supposed to serve the monarchy. They don't want him to have a life outside of serving the monarchy. They never prepare him for life outside of serving them. Okay, they have just showed their hand until Harry come back, not Meghan. No protection. Like all abusers, they want control. Yep, there it is. There it is. Alright, there's no magic money tree in the royal family, but William and Kate have 5 houses. Okay, there it is. They just showing themselves. They don't even know. They're digging their own hole. They think they're digging for Harry, but it's for themselves. Next tweet. Days like today remind us all why William and Kate are terrified to lose the UK press protection they currently enjoy. Okay, what are they going to have to offer the media now that Harry and Meghan are gone? Are other members of the family going to be the blood sacrifices? I'm just enjoying the dragging. There was some stuff happening. I don't know what they're making reference to, but let's see here what happened. Let's see this one here. PR wise, the latest stunt at the garden event has Kate looking out of place and not like as much as the press portrays, followed by some very insecure and fighting passive-aggressive articles about Kate's surprise visit, overshadowing the tampon, a mess for both sides. The all lots. Yeah, then they said, I didn't share that, but then they said Charles was a surprise visit. How, I mean, if this, they said it was a surprise visit, but yet there's cameras and everything with him. Those people were waiting in front to meet them with some flowers, the usual nonsense. But it was a surprise. So if it was a surprise, so why are they, getting upset the other one is doing something at the same time? Isn't this supposed to be a surprise? How are you supposed to know if it's a surprise if you're doing something else? Those people are so stupid. Alright, so I just went in there. It blows my mind that every single thing they do in life revolves around what the press will write. It's a pathetic existence. Then Prince William recently have concern with being stalked by media and reacted very strongly. Okay, yep, that part, period, end of it. What did I miss? Okay, royal family needs press to promote their event for charities or they become irrelevant like they are in Australia. Now, because I read it so vaguely, but like they are in Australia. They're the head of the country, but they're not doing anything for the country. Nah, because they should be. Their purpose is literally about creating a photo opportunity, what an existence, desperately trying to appeal relevant, such selfless public service. And this is why they want Harry to be gone, because Harry and Meghan, they're not out every day for people to see them, but in the background, they're doing the work. All right, the same thing that Meghan said when all 4 of them were sitting on stage, say she doesn't mind being in the background, quietly meet the right people, do the hard work and all of that.
I mean, I think that knowing that I've just been here for 3 months, right? And in that amount of time, but with that said, for me, it's very important to, once you hit the ground running, even if you're doing it quietly behind the scenes, which is what I've focused my energy on thus far, is meeting with the right people, meeting with the right organizations behind the scenes quietly, learning as much as I can so that I can maximize the opportunity we have here to really make an impact.
And this is exactly what she's doing right now. She's not in the news. Well, they make her in the news every day, but she's not out every day. But when things, whatever she does, come out, people are surprised. When she's receiving an award, people are surprised. Alright, so let me see this. This person said, what did I miss? And then I'll move on to the next. Why is everyone like this and not answering me? Okay, so they're answering her. They answer her. Okay, so that's the PR thing again. Alright, let's go to the next tweet.
This is the future.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.